of the nation. A couple of hours ago, the National Association of Resident Doctors of Nigeria embarked on a strike to push home their demands. Even after several months of engagement with the government and stakeholders, a pending issue resulted in a 5-day warning strike between the 11th and 15th of May 2016, and now the strike is back again. The president of the National Association of Resident Doctors of Nigeria, Dr. Mohammed Askira, joins me from Abuja. Many thanks indeed for coming on State of the Nation. Why have you decided to embark on the strike affecting just some of your centers only?
Thank you very much. Actually, Umar, we've given ultimatum sometimes back because we have some lingering issues with government, as we earlier said in our discussions with you. And what actually happened after the ultimatum, we even extended the ultimatum by another 2 weeks, and then we reviewed the situations, and after 35 days, we went on a warning strike for 5 days, as you rightly said. Then after that, we came back and said we'll go to Jos at our general meeting to review the situation. And after reviewing the situation, as at the time we were in Jos on 30th of May till 6th of June, we reviewed the situation and looking at our demands, which bordered on 2 R's, as I said earlier, the remuneration injustice and the residency training program. To be candid, holistically looking at it, we have not met a tangible position that will allow us to completely back down the ultimatum. And so we now proceeded on an indefinite strike, commencing from yesterday, the 9th. And we proceeded on the strike. And that is what happened. And our demands are not actually things that are not known to people. When we are talking about the remuneration injustices, we are talking about our states that have not been paid salaries for our members, ranging from 4 to 8 months. And for the federal tertiary institutions, you have our tertiary institutions, the teaching hospitals, where we have our members not being paid full salaries in about 37 to 40 institutions where salaries are not paid in full, while salaries are paid in full for the non-doctors. And that is the reason why we find it very unbecoming. And if you could remember, the other time we were talking about non-payment of December salaries to some big institutions, FMC Owerri, Luth, Idiaraba, UBTH Benin, and UCH. And to our surprise, it's until when we were even about to start the strike yesterday, when UBTH Benin, UCH Ibadan, and Luth got their salaries of December. So we are still left with FMC Owerri yet to get their December salaries. And for our state colleagues, we understand the issues with the states, but our state colleagues that have not been getting salaries for.
Let me ask you this question. Do you believe that the money, do you believe that the government, do you believe that the authorities have the money and are holding on to it now that you've said that just yesterday you got some responses already offsetting some of these salaries? Do you believe that the authorities have this money and are holding on to it?
No, to be candid, for the federal tertiary institution, the monies are available. The monies are there with the institutions. At a point, there was even a time when we even proved to them these institutions could make such payments. I could remember even this morning, one of the institutions, the management called me, telling me that why didn't we exempt them? Because, we gave the exemption for some of those that are getting full salaries with respect to all the extant circulars, like the circulars on skipping of grade level and the relativity stuff. So we gave this concession because of our interface we've had with the Speaker of the House of Representatives on Wednesday. And we've given this concession for 1 week so that things could be done and address the issue of this remuneration injustice. So he called me today from that institution telling me that why didn't we exempt them, because they are supposed to be exempted. I told them, no, you are not paying our colleagues their salaries in full. If you want them to be exempted, calculate their percentage of what is supposed to make up for their full salaries, pay it today, and they will be exempted from this strike. And I told them that we are aware, they are aware there is this money with them, and they can pay, and they have withheld this money, paying the non-doctors full and not paying doctors in full. And I can mention a number of these federal tertiary institutions that have this money enough to make this payment, and they refuse to pay. We follow them, we constructively engage them, and at a point there are even instances when the Honorable Minister of Health made it openly clear to them that they should go and make this payment. But we are still wondering why they are still withholding such payments from the institutions. Actually, we are sure the money is there, and the monies can make this payment, and we are wondering why it's not done. But for the states, we are aware the only problem with the state is that prioritization. A state government, should know that there are critical areas of critical social service and infrastructure for the people, for the dividends of the democracy. And health sector is such a critical area. When you are making budgets, when you are making your preparations, at least you must make sure that you must keep the health sector open. You must keep uninterrupted healthcare delivery. And to do that, you must make sure that the people in the health sector, the workers, the workforce, have their salaries flowing uninterrupted. To our surprise, we just found ourselves in a situation whereby state governments not paying salaries for 4 to 8 months for health workers is not acceptable.
But
if we all look at it critically, over 70% of Nigerians
your
are
sector is not
dwellers.
the only one that has not been paid. You must agree that your sector is not the only one that has not been paid. So what makes your case unique away from other sectors, for example?
It's easy. What makes it unique, Omar, is easy. What makes it unique is the fact that, as they rightly said, is that democracy, when the speaker was talking, it was very compelling. It's about life, liberty, and so on and so forth. So one has to be alive. One has to be alive and healthy for anything to move, for the economy to be propagated, for the economy to be prosperous. Actually, there should be a healthy nation with healthy people. That makes it a wealthy people. So what you need to do is that health sector is a sector that should never be neglected by any serious government. What you need to do is you have to understand that 70% of Nigerians are rural dwellers, and most of these rural dwellers are the ones that drive our microeconomy, because 50% of the food we eat in the world is produced by women. And these women, about 70% of them are rural dwellers.
This is your plans for your strike.
They need only one thing to take to the farm. That is a good state of health. And so if they are not healthy, it means they cannot have the capital they require to go to farm. And what happens to the economy? There is no food.
I have with me here your plans for this your strike, which you've already started. You have a timeline, as a matter of fact, to it. You have a Solidarity nationwide strike, a one-day Solidarity nationwide strike on Wednesday, the 15th. And then you have a nationwide industrial strike action on May the 20th of June, 2016. These plans that you have, do you put in consideration that this country is being faced with a lot of concerns at the moment that doesn't warrant you to go on such a strike? Okay, we'll take a short break. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, and then I'll re-ask you that question, and we'll talk some more about your planned strike. Stay with us.